guys. Feeling all cozy and at home at safe of all places, my work. And during this really tough transition, moving period, coming to work here today felt so relaxing. Gotta go back to the rough stuff in San Marcos, because right now my apartment is like making me depressed. Also recognizing that after time in a new place, I'm called to the land. And I'm noticing that this is an important portal for me because it's opening up these mystery points. It's opening up channels that even in my current reality that I hadn't recognized. Like I was at work with this person the other day that I had kind of had like a nice relationship with, but not really much of a connection. I began to just sort of be in reality and in presence and in the space of like family and relaxation together. This morning, speaking of coworkers, my coworker is going to come help me move all this stuff, mostly my mattress and my chair. There's my chair. Driving very slowly and carefully with my good friend Blake.
Turn right onto South I-35 frontage road, then use the left lane to take the I-35 south ramp.
See if he makes it all the way on the highway.
So if you roll purple, you know what I mean? You are more like a shiner, he said. I like this, yeah. My last one was shit. It's so hobby. Okay, draw.
This is exactly what I need. This is so good. It is, because the worst inclination in the world is to not do those small incremental changes because you have no evidence that it's going to matter at all. And that evidence just comes later. I'm going to get better energy and better motivation and better relationships and satisfactory experience and connections and all these things from school. And it's not going to be until I put the work in. And even when I start, it's not going to be for like a few months. So yeah, I want to celebrate. I want to take you along this journey with me and celebrate the small changes. You saw me making my shake today. I just went and bought groceries. I bought good dance clothes. I have such a resistance sometimes, I'm not sure what this is, to buying new clothes. I don't like fast fashion, that's part of it, but also I don't always like the way things fit on my body. It can be kind of dysphoric. It's just kind of stressful for me to go clothes shopping. But I did it because I wanted to dance and I wanted to believe that I can do this. And if I want to believe that I can be the best and I can bring the goddess's movement and magic to other people, which is what I'm here to do, then I need to buy the right things and go through the effort.
Hip roll up, move, that, move, jazz, side, front, sit, 2, 3, 4, 5, jazz like that.
I legitimately almost didn't make it to class today because I was so fucking nervous. But that was super fucking fun. what interesting happened this week. First of all, I'm sore. I'm so sore, and this is a horrible place to be filming, but I need to film this. I've been busy as fuck. I haven't had a moment to myself until like literally right now, and I skipped class, mostly because I had to take care of housing stuff. So I guess the last week I've been figuring out and finalizing where I'm living, because there's problems with me being allergic to this house because there's a cat in it. And so I was looking at other places and trying to figure that out, leasing guarantors, trying to find someone. Even though my credit is good, they require like someone else to sign on. I think it's because it's college housing. So I had to get that figured out. So yeah, between just like figuring out rent and figuring out this place and figuring out jobs. I've been trying to apply to jobs in San Marcos because the commute to my current job is about an hour, and so the gas in and of itself was not going to make it worth it for very long. And so I still want to keep that on as like a part-time PRN position, but that's not sustainable. And my finances are not doing great, so I still have to pay back my friend for my car stuff that I had going on. I still have to pay back the car place for the car stuff I had going on, and so there's some stuff. And then I just have another loan that I had to do. I don't remember if I talked about it on here or not, but I was like really afraid to take out school loans because I thought that's just a bad idea. But basically, one of the main reasons I'm going to college, besides the experience, is to be able to make more money so I can live more comfortably and provide for a family. And so, you know, I finally realized with the help of my partner that actually it makes sense to take out loans, and that they're not even offering you that much. Like, they're only offering me a little over $1,000 per semester, which is not that much. And there are these programs where you don't have to pay it back until you leave college and you're making like $45,000, which I'm currently making like $25,000. So I was afraid to take out a loan until I realized that would be like a $200 payment, until I realized it literally won't make you pay it if you sign up for this program if you're not making $45,000. So I just didn't understand those things. So that made that more doable. Yeah, it's been interesting balancing all those responsibilities. And then, yeah, figuring out that situation. And I was going to break my lease on my old apartment, but I just started getting this feeling and this realization that would really suck to be on my record, and I don't really want to. So I've been trying to get it sublet through the summer, which is when when I have the lease until. And I think I've got that sorted out, but that was a lot of like reaching out to roommates and to people that might want to rent and that kind of thing. And then I've had these fender bender situation, and then I had this county officer call me saying that someone's suing me because I guess I was in a fender bender earlier in the year. That sounds right. And I didn't pay it back like I did. Sorry. It's in a fender bender. The guy reached out to my insurance. They said it was not my fault, and so he's suing me for like a bunch of money. So I have to like look into that. I got a new job. I got one, and I actually also, the job that I got at the Whole Life Learning Center I might have mentioned on here before, which is in South Austin, responded to me about substitute teaching. So I think I'm going to be doing that a couple of mornings a week. which will include me skipping one of my class slots sometimes, which what I've noticed about that class is that it's totally fine. That class is kind of a throwaway. So that's what's going on. It's been a lot of, figuring out that admin stuff, and then figuring out all the other school stuff, and also the fitness stuff, not just for my own wellness, but for dance. Like, dance has been murdering me in the best way. But you really got to be fit, strong and flexible, and have energy in order to be a good dancer. And so I hit the gym, and I made a gym plan, and I've been trying to eat better, and been stretching. And so yeah, that's been a big part of my planning, is around how I can get my body back into a shape. Dancing is part of it, and do those dance routines. It's a part of my brain I haven't flexed in a while. It's like trying to memorize these routines, but I love that it's like a body activity other than brain activity. I've been doing too much of the sort of brain, creative or academic stuff. And so this is really, really cool. And what else? Other cool things that happened this week that I didn't film at all was jumping in Sewell Lake on the way back from dance class one day. I was really kind of depressed, and that's the other thing I'm having to figure out, is like walking everywhere on campus, just like, half-hour-long walks, forgetting things, places, it's just a lot. And the loneliness aspect of it, I think I mentioned that, like adjusting to a new place felt really overwhelming and isolating for a while. And I did the thing at first where I over compensated by just trying to be extra friendly, and then recognized I was doing that thing that they talk about, and the body keeps the score, where it's like, if you have a trigger around being abandoned, sometimes you don't read social cues, and you kind of you keep trying to engage when someone's like not about it. But I also just think learning new people's social cues is like a new skill. So that was interesting. So yeah, I was kind of feeling depressed and walking back to see through Sewell Park. And I knew I shouldn't walk back through the park, or I was going to be tempted to jump in, and I had so much shit to do. But I didn't bring a towel or anything like that. But I did have my thong with me, and so I just stripped down to that, and just there was some music playing, and so I vibed for a while, and I started dropping into my, like, I guess my fairy self, like my very hippie, childlike identity, and just being with nature and in my body, and like that was such a breath of fresh air. And then got into the water, which was super cold and amazing, just to feel all of it. It helped to just wash away those anxieties, bro. And that's the other thing, is my anxiety has been better being here, because, like it or not, I tend to get relationship anxiety really bad, and when there's something else to be anxious about, like getting to class or getting your food, it just like knocks out my relationship anxiety. And I know that's kind of like maybe not the best way to deal with my relationship anxiety, just to like make something else more stressful so that I completely override it, but it's working. That's kind of a thing. But either way, I got in the lake, and it really, God, it felt so fucking good. And there were these fun people jumping in off the bridge, and you're not really supposed to jump off of that, but I fucking loved it. I loved watching them. I loved the adrenaline of it, and the camaraderie of it, and just the being around the college kid energy is something. And they tried to make me do it, so I walked up there and tried to jump off, but I was a wimp. I was a pussy, and I couldn't do it. But I had this guy trying to push me off, and and I had this long conversation that night, just like really soulful, about trees and meaning, and like, what I love about nights like that is that I have to have them now and then. It's where you're entirely present in your body, and I'm not really leaving any room for outside influence or I should do this, I should do that. It's like you're just in play, and that's so rare. So that was really fucking refreshing. Yeah, and then I came home and told my partner all about it. I always love getting to connect. I'm getting better at being more intentional with connecting with my partner when I'm feeling really good, you know. In a long-term relationship, sometimes I can sink into like mostly talking to my partner if I'm feeling anxious, just because I guess maybe they're a trusted person, or because I'm afraid and so I turn to a trusted person. But really, it's important to nurture like play and positivity as well in your connection. And like I think it's really important to cultivate a sense of associating your partner, yes, with helping each other out, but also with like that play and that beauty and that celebration energy when you're feeling good. Yeah. So that's my light is dying, but it's pretty outside. Allergies aren't bothering me too well today. I finally made the decision today to sign the lease here. It's gonna be until July. Yeah, so that was the week at Texas State. Yeah, just I wanted to tell you about jumping in the lake. I wanted to tell you about dance being amazing and challenging in the best ways. My body is so sore I want to tell you about working out in the gym. I just explored the rec center and ended up doing a workout session there and renting a room reserving a room for my dance practice and getting that routine started. And this beautiful night that I got to spend, I think after dance, just feeling blissed out, and I ended up I think I just went to this cafe, but I was just fucking so blissed out. I don't know how to explain it. If you've ever danced yourself into a bliss state, you'll understand. But I got to like work on stuff, and in the meantime, hearing the chatter of this warm night, and these birds, and this chatter of these two like gay friends that were getting drinks or coffee behind me, and like this just like students studying and chatting a little bit, and outside warm air and the full moon. And it was like those after school nights have been just magical. Yeah, and I'm still something else I was going to tell you. Oh yeah, last week I walked into a Magic the Gathering game night. I think I showed it on here already, but that was cool. That was really nice social experience. I'm really liking these kind of random spontaneous social experiences. Really nourishing for me right now. And yeah, there hasn't been like any time to do these like kind of talking vlog things so much. And I'm gonna hit the ground running again tomorrow with working out and getting a background check for my new job, and then going to work and all these things. But yeah, I wanted to catch you up on that. I wanted to thank you for being here with me. I wanted to encourage you on your journey. If you're feeling overwhelmed or any of those kinds of things, you're doing so fucking awesome, and you already know that. And you probably don't even have time to watch this vlog, so I hope you were listening to it while you're studying. No, I just hope that you have a peaceful experience. And as always, I just want to encourage you that you can do anything. Here's my room right now. Got a little desk in the corner, my shoes, my bag, my bed. A lot of what I've been encouraged to do in my life that I thought I couldn't do was because I saw like YouTube videos of people doing it that were like me. So I really do want to use this opportunity to encourage you, especially if you're a spiritual type person or a neurodivergent person that feels that you see life a little bit differently, and you don't know if college or this kind of thing is the right fit for you. It might not be, and at the same time, I don't want you to think to find yourself limited by that. Because it really can be, and it really is for me, like big changes, complicated. And what I didn't realize until I experienced all this is that it's becoming a very similar, well, two things. One is a similar feeling to like when I started working out. When you work a muscle to exhaustion, or when you're climbing and you get to a route that just feels like impossible, and then you fucking do it. That feels like that times 1,000, right? Like you just feel like you're about to die. Like that moment when you feel like you are about to die and you persist. I've had that in jogging quite a lot. And then you just, heavens open up, right? And you're like, wow, everything just aligned now. But the other thing I wanted to say was that at first I think I really panicked with all the things that were going wrong and all the complications of my housing situation, because I thought I felt like really under-resourced and really overtaxed and all these things. And I thought that meant I was going to go back into this period of my life that I've been in before, where I am living unsustainably, where I am like, where I'm basically like ignoring my body's signals and disassociating. And I was so terrified of doing that to myself again. In a way, I think my inner child was afraid of being abandoned by me again, and thinking that I was about to abandon them to this like disassociated state where they would end up being burned out again and having, you know, adrenal fatigue and all this stuff. And I think that's what happened. So I got this incredible, and I thought that meant I had to cancel college, I had to go back. But what it really meant was I had to reassure, and not only that, I just had to push through to the point where I remembered that I'm not that person anymore, that I'm not that parent anymore, that I take care of myself better than that now, that now I got me, that now I won't let myself be in that situation again, that I was doing the hard things and carving out space for Christopher's things that he needs, you know, whether that is time to stretch in the evenings, or good, you know, holistic foods, or, you know, play space. Like, I actually am not the person anymore who ignores those things. And it just took putting myself in that incredibly overwhelming situation to recognize that no situation is inherently going to put me into that disassociated and self-abandoned state. I don't do that to myself anymore. And it doesn't mean I don't take those opportunities. It just means that when I do take them, I don't self-abandon. And I think it just took me realizing that, and that's pretty cool. It's cool to know that I can take this sort of self-care that I've learned into new situations. I don't have to hermit and isolate and like create my own reality in this little bubble and never leave it because I'm taking care of myself. The fact that I can take that care into the world, and maybe then it's even strengthened by being tested, is really reassuring. And I feel almost like a Jesus energy. I don't know if that's pushing it for you or if you understand that, but this like energy of someone that is just like this. It's a very warm energy, and an energy of infinite caring and eternal divine love. The divine, the sacred lover, who is love and who is infinite love. That's what I feel right now. I'm realizing that. So I've been rambling enough, so I'm gonna let you go. But love you. Bye.